Last time, we brought you behind the scenes into the virtual productions team, where you got a glimpse into how webinars and videos are created at the Lippert Technical Institute. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to a vital part of our family at the Lippert Technical Institute, the Technical Publications team, or as we call them, Tech Pubs. This team plays a pivotal role in how we communicate complex information, making it accessible and understandable for everyone. This team is a diverse group of 18 individuals. Each member brings a unique set of skills to the table, united by a common goal. Now, I want to bring you into the inner workings and give you a deeper understanding of everything happening within Tech Pubs. And without further ado, let's go talk to the Technical Publications Supervisor. Monica, what a surprise. Thank you for meeting me today so I could torture you with some questions.
I am happy to be here, so torture away.
So I think a good place for us to start is, what does your team, Technical Publications, produce?
We produce any type of documentation that an end user, our OEM customers, our technicians could possibly need to operate, service, troubleshoot any of our Lippert products.
Do we produce documentation for multiple plants, or do we just produce it for the Technical Institute?
We produce it for Lippert as a whole, but Lippert also has a lot of house brands like SureShade, TaylorMade, Girard, Furrion. So we do all of that documentation as well and serve the company as a whole.
That's a large range of documentation to produce for so many products. Is there a specific way that you keep up with demand and keep track of these things?
There is. We have a very rigorous document control process. Each document is assigned a unique document control number, and then we use a project management software to track those documents through every step of the way. And they're reviewed by our subject matter experts in-house, engineers, and the quality people at the plants.
You have about 18 members in your team. What are the roles that really play into creating a document?
To start out, we have our research analysts, and they go to all the plants and gather initial information. Any information that the plant might have on a new product, they are gathering that information and bringing it back, and then we set up a project, which is then handed off to a technical writer. And the technical writers work hand in hand very closely with our SolidWorks operators, who are making these amazing 3D images of our products that can be kind of pulled apart, turned around, and can be used to do the images in our documentation. So the writers and the SolidWorks people work hand in hand.
So what kind of journey does the document go on from there? Is there a lot of revisions and review processes?
There are revisions of revisions of revisions in technical publications. It's just the nature of the job. As products are developed, they change. So we are constantly going back and forth with all of our subject matter experts until the document is approved by them and complete and on the website.
So what happens when a document needs to be updated or changed?
We actually have a pretty tight process for that as well. The document control number keeps track of every revision, so we know exactly what revision we're on when we change a document, and then it goes through another review process, but it depends on the number of changes for the document. We may do a truncated approval process if it's just a minor change.
So are there any common misconceptions that you feel people have about technical publications?
That we start with all the information and just put it together, when really we're starting these documents as the projects are starting themselves. So we're following along with the engineers and making the same changes that they're making to the product, we're making in the documents, and there's missing bits of information that we have to track down. We have great partners in the Technical Institute with our technical trainers, and they can fill in some gaps, help the writers understand what they're looking at. So yeah, there is a lot that goes into it.
So within the Lippert Technical Institute, how do you think the teams collaborate together?
We have a great collaboration. The technical trainers build these mock-ups that are fabulous. They're working mock-ups, and we are free to go out and use those to just get a little more information and get eyes on what we're writing about.
So you said the research analysts travel to different plants and really get eyes on the products. How does the first steps of that process start?
Well, you know what? I don't think I will speak for our research analysts, Mark and Jeff. I think I will just let you experience them firsthand.
Uh-oh, this sounds nerve-wracking.
Do you want to take a road trip with them to a plant?
That sounds great. I guess I better hit the road with Mark and Jeff.
Better hit the road.
Hey guys, Monica told me to come find you and that we were going to take a little road trip together so that you can show me a bit of what you do.
Certainly will. We're the research analysts for the Technical Publications Department, and basically what we do is all the research in advance for the writers. We talk to the engineers, the project managers at all the plants, watch the products being made, go through their development, and if possible, also sit in proto installs.
Is that kind of what we have in store for us today?
It certainly is. Our goal today is to go talk to the Director of Engineering and one of the project managers over at Plant 58 about one of their projects that they're putting together right now.
Well, then I guess we better hit the road.
Very good, let's go.
Thanks for letting me tag along and travel with you guys today. Is this normal for your team? Like, what do you learn traveling to these plants that can't be conveyed in an email?
Yeah, this is normal for Mark and I. Like Mark was saying earlier, we'll go to the plants and meet with the engineering personnel, engineering manager, project managers, and then the individual engineers that are assigned to work on that project, and we'll gather the information that our writer is going to need to create that document, bills of material, processes, how to install it, how to use it, especially if it's something new.
So how many plants do you generally travel to? Does it stay consistent or does it vary throughout the year?
It stays pretty consistent. We have probably about 3 or 4 different plants that we go to on a regular basis. We have some other departments and folks that we also meet with online as well via Teams meetings and things like that, but pretty much we've got about 3 or 4.
Are there any common misconceptions that you want to kind of cover about like what you or your team goes through or does on a daily basis?
Very big misconception is that a technical document is nothing more than talking to an engineer, writing down his thoughts, and printing up the copy. Researching this product from start to finish. And in many cases, we know more about the total operation of the product than many of the engineers or salespeople ever would.
Are there other things that you utilize during these trips to create a better document, like photographs or certain components that you can take back with you to the Institute?
Yeah, one of the really great things about all the plants is that they'll have their R&D testing area, their research and development testing area, where they will set up these products to operate and run them through cycle testing and figure out the specifications, how much weight can be applied to it, how many cycles we can expect out of this product. So we can take pictures, video of that. We can even bring a writer in also to see this. So yeah.
Here we are, Plant 58. Plant 58 is known for their core products, which would include your Solera awnings, patio rail kits, a variety of exterior entry doors for your towables, a wide variety of RV related, as well as they also have begun producing bimini tops for the marine industry. Very busy, very large facility.
What do you kind of go through once you arrive at Plant 58?
Normally, we would, of course, enter, then we would locate our Director of Engineering, Christine Trowbridge, or project manager, Brian Humphrey.
Okay.
And they give us a wide range of knowledge in the entire process. Anything from pulling the nuts and bolts out of the box to boxing it back up and sending it off to one of the plants or OEMs.
Well, guys, this is a really impressive building that you get to come and play with all the new products and really get a deeper understanding. What's kind of next in your process?
So we're going to go meet with Brian and Christine, talk about new products, existing projects, and make sure that we've got everything done that they need done.
So this is kind of going to be top secret, so me and the crew should stay out here, huh?
Can't stay for this one.
All right, well then you guys enjoy your meeting.
Oh, hi Emily, how you doing?
Hey Andrew, I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing
you
all
come
right.
to join us for the tour?
Yeah, I actually was hoping to talk to Mark and Jeff. There was an install I was gonna hope to get in on seeing, but it looks like they're not here. Are they already in a meeting?
Yep, they're in their meeting talking about all the top secret R&D stuff. So do you often come to the product demos and are involved in the R&D research analyst process?
Yeah, actually, as the CAD specialist, one of the things I need to see is how these models that I get in the digital world might look at getting installed in the real world. So I kind of need to see all the nuts and bolts that get used to put all this stuff together.
So can you kind of take me through that process of what you have to do on the digital side?
Certainly. Actually, I just finished up a model back at the office. Whenever we get back there, I can show it to you and some of the other software we work with if you're interested.
Why don't we hit the road and get after it and you can show me the model.
All right, sounds good, Emily. Let's do it.
Oh, and don't tell Charlie I said get after it. That's his line.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Andrew, it looks like you're ready to show us all the computer magic. What kind of software really goes into creating a document?
I get models like this, which are beautiful models that come from our engineering team. And this doesn't always have everything that we need. Because my job is to take this and make it as realistic as possible, make it show its functionality, and then also show all the nuts and bolts that are included in the thing. So down here, I've done a section view of this little tongue box in this giant chassis that we've developed. And you guys might not know this, but it's missing some components, notably wires, plumbing, things like that.
But this is what engineers have used to create and develop the product.
Yes, and as you can see, this product is, perfectly developed for their needs. We just need to take it a little step further and give it a makeover. I've also opened up this model, which is kind of what it looks like when I'm done. Going back to this tongue box down here, you can see there's been a lot of additional components. There's a lot of visual realism as far as colors and materials are concerned. You won't see it as much right now on the computer. What we do though with this is we will be making renders from this, and that's what our tech writer will put into the document.
So as far as the process for creating this model, what really goes into that? Is there a lot of rework on the model, or is there a lot of information that you have to add in later?
One of the things that I need to do is I need to understand exactly how everything works. And that's why going through this process of finding all the nuts and bolts that may seem redundant to some, knowing exactly what size plumbing hoses and fittings are going where, all of this stuff needs to be considered. It also needs to be shared information to me and all of our other team members, so that way we can, everybody can stay on the same, page with everything.
So as far as creating the 3D model, how long does that generally take you to create something like this?
Something like this took me probably 2 weeks to work on. And it wasn't because of any reason, it's just this stuff is tedious. I need to get all this information, I need to accumulate it all into the model, so that way that model can showcase things properly in the document. Smaller jobs may take about a day. Other larger jobs where I am creating everything from scratch, because if I didn't have this from our engineering department, I would be creating all of this from scratch. And I would much rather not do that.
So what does a tech writer do with this 3D model once it's completed?
They will make renders from different areas of this to show in an image that's going to get put into the document. For example, if they need to show someone that they're going to be installing just these two nuts and bolts here in this spot, and then a third one up there you can kind of see. If they need to be very specific about that, they're going to need to show a render of this, and that will go into the document. So that's what our tech writers will do with this model when I'm finished with it.
Okay, so what do the final steps kind of look like for that document? Are you involved in that process?
In the final steps, sometimes I'm involved. It's really just helping the writer get the missing pieces into the document that they're looking for. Other than that, the final parts of the document, I think that would be better described by a tech writer.
Well, I guess I should go find Monica and see if she has a tech writer to talk to me. Are there any common misconceptions that you want to talk about before we're done?
A very common misconception is that people think I already know how these things work. And luckily our engineering team are very communicative with me, so.
So you're really just mastering so many different products while you are creating these masterpieces.
Yes, I temporarily become an expert.
Well, that's great. I guess I will go find the queen, and thank you for teaching me about everything you do.
Thanks, Emily.
Monica! Fancy meeting you guys here. Jeremy, it's really nice to meet you. What's your role on the technical publications team?
I'm a technical publications writer, so I take information that we get from different sources, kind of put it together and make a document.
Okay, and that's kind of where you started as well, right, Monica?
That is where I started. I started about the same time the department did in 2014.
So, being a technical writer, what's your role in the process and how much involvement do you have with really piecing information together?
The writers are involved from the very beginning. When information is released from the engineers and goes through our research analysts, it goes directly to us. So it may seem that we're getting it from two different sources, but really they're just a funnel that's refining it and putting it into a package that we can then take and further refine, put into a document processing program, and then write any additional script or text that fleshes out the bare bones that we were given.
Okay, so what about new information as that's received? Does that affect the process that you're doing for that document? Do you have to start that document over, or is it like simple edits that you can add in?
Sometimes it's both. We get a lot of information constantly, that things are changing almost on a daily basis sometimes, because we really are on the front lines of this information for new products.
What's the longest time you spent creating a document?
Ooh, years.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes projects will go on hold. Engineers will put a project on a back burner, and that's reflective in the document process because we'll put that on the back burner, and then maybe in a couple months we'll get a new tidbit and it'll go in there, and then you'll put it on ice again.
So you guys really have a lot of challenges and hurdles you have to overcome. Are there any achievements or challenges that you or the team have accomplished or overcome together?
Yeah, I think we recently won something as a group.
We did. The Technical Institute was named Aftermarket Team of the Year for 2023, and that was a great honor. It was a great night, celebrating with all of the people that we work so closely with to make these documents happen.
Are there any like parts or tasks or roles of your job that you find like particularly fun or exciting to do?
The most fun thing for me is, I'm a writer, so it might be, pretty boring to some people, but there really is a nice amount of challenge in simplifying words and phrases to make sense to someone who's an entry-level customer. It really is rewarding to see something come together that looks really nice with good graphics, good images, good assets that will be presentable and that somebody can pick up and read effortlessly.
Thank you for joining us on today's edition of Behind the Scenes into the Lippert Technical Institute. Next time, you can join Charlie as he talks to all the trainers in the technical training department.